welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is for the Fight of the Night that took place last night at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. So, finally, a non-numbered card that wasn't at the bloody Apex Center again. But it's not the Fight of the Night I predicted it would be, because I thought it was going to be the main event between Rodriguez and Brian Ortega. Yair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega, and it wasn't that. It was a main card fight, though, between Schnell and Mudaerji. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I had to listen to it enough times while I was watching the fight, and I still can't get it right. So, we're going to break it down as... well, I'm going to break it down as best as I can, and tell you what I thought about it at the end. That's usually how this goes. We start with round one, and both men immediately take to the centre of the octagon, and they are both trading leg kicks quite frequently. There's more than one instance where they actually both throw leg kicks at the same time. And Mudaerji does land some good, I should just call him Sue. Sue lands some really good punches. He's got a really good counter right going for him that does hit Matt a couple of times, but it's nothing major. Matt does go for the first big sort of takedown of round one. I think he gets a takedown. Or I don't remember how, but he manages to sort of get Sue's back and tries to look in a body triangle, but by that point Sue has rolled over and is on top of Matt and lands some really good ground and pound on him. And eventually they do break again and stand up. And they're both landing some really good shots from the outside, but Mudaerji is landing the slightly better ones. He's landing a really good body kick every now and then, threatening with his hands but not landing anything major. I keep resting my elbow on there. And round one, not really a whole lot to talk about, if I'm being honest. Not really a lot I can remember from it, but I guess I'll give it to Mudaerji. I think he just landed a little bit of the better stuff. He definitely had more control time on the ground, even though Matt did. See, I can't remember if he got a takedown like later or earlier in round one, but he did somehow eventually get Sue's back in round one. Went for a choke, got a body triangle in, but Mudaerji turned around and was able to turn it around on Matt and open up with a ground pound. So yeah, that's really the only major thing I can remember. Oh no, that was it. Matt did go for a omoplata after transitioning from the triangle. I remember now. And while he was still having the omoplata, Mudaerji straight stood up with Matt and basically sidewalk slammed him to the ground. It was actually kind of dope, and then he landed a couple more shots from up top. But yeah, eventually they broke off and spent the rest of the round... I was going to say spent the rest of the fight, no. The rest of the rounds in a stand-up fight for a little bit. Round one, even though I only just remembered the more interesting parts towards the end of this ranting segment, I'm giving it to Mudaerji. I think he was just in a bit more control. He was landing a lot cleaner than Matt was. His leg kicks were really good, his body kicks were really good too, and the fact he was able to get out of a lot of ground situations against Schnell, who is one of the best ground workers in the flyweight division, just really good stuff from him. I give round one to Sue pretty easily. And then we get to round two, and at first it doesn't open in the best way. They do, again, touch gloves in the middle of the ring, and during an errant inside leg kick, Sue accidentally kicks Matt in the penis, and Matt takes about a minute of the 5 minutes given to recover from that. And while this is happening, an interesting thing I wanted to bring up was the referee for this one was Jacob Montalvo, and he actually went to Sue Mudaerji's corner because Sue Mudaerji is Chinese, and he actually asked his one of his coaches to translate to Sue that he was going to have to basically keep that under control and not do that again or he'll deduct a point. And I've never really seen a referee do that. Then again, I only really watched the Fight of the Night of these. But then after that, and you could make the argument that it was because Matt had been hitting the penis, but Sue was just blasting on Matt, landing amazing strikes. He was throwing, because Sue's a southpaw and Matt is a orthodox fighter, and Sue was landing the left and clipping him with an overhand right several times, and Matt kept getting stunned and wobbled and buckled. He was eating nasty shots. A lot of Sue's punches were slipping past Matt's guard and clipping him and knocking him down. There was a great moment where Sue just landed 4 elbows in a row right to Matt's temple, and he didn't go down. He was standing. He was shook and very much hurt, but he was standing. He even eats a nasty knee at some point too, and he's still bloody going. There is a point earlier in the round too where Matt did land a good leg kick on the inside of Sue's leg. I've got the name right here. And Sue does slip temporarily, but besides that, yeah, no, Sue mostly has round two in the books. He's just landing amazing shot over and over again, but Matt is still just tanking it. And then Matt eventually manages to fight through the storm, lands a great 1-2 combo, and then goes for the takedown on Sue, and then gets to the mount pretty much immediately after that and starts raining down elbows and punches, many, many elbows, one of which actually opens a nasty cut around Sue's left eye. There wasn't really a great angle to see exactly where the cut was, but I think it was somewhere around the forehead area. But yeah, Matt kept landing shot after shot after shot, and eventually I think Sue somehow managed to turn it around and sort of get himself on top of Matt again, and did start raining strikes, but Matt was able to pull on a triangle, much like the one he failed to do in round 1, which resulted in him getting sidewalk slams. But Matt throws up a triangle, and he's not able to get it at first, but he turns his hips in just the right way to get it locked in, and then he turns to the side, so it's more like a sideways triangle, and Sue, to his credit, doesn't tap, but he's bloody as hell by this point, and it's like 4.5 minutes into round 2, so very, very close to the end of round 2, and Sue doesn't tap, but the referee lifts Sue's arm and it flops immediately, and we find out that Sue is passed out, so Matt wins by technical submission with that triangle choke, and now we have to talk about the fight. So first of all, Matt Schnell, appropriately earning the nickname Danger because he was in a fucking lot of it in this fight, especially in round 2. Round 1 was alright, you know, there was some really good technical moments, but there wasn't really any oomph moments besides the slam. But yeah, round 2 was definitely like a huge round for Mudaerji, and even though he did lose the fight, I think it proves that he can fucking go on the feet. He was landing amazing strikes that kept Schnell on the back foot for a lot of round 2, and Matt basically just got a lucky shot in, weathered the storm, and got an amazing comeback. One of the best comebacks I think I've ever seen in a UFC fight. No complaints about how it ended either. Beautiful triangle choke submission, and I like it, and I know it may make me seem a bit like a nutter when I say this, but I like it when a submission ending is a technical one, when they choke out, preferably. I prefer choke submissions because, you know, I don't want to see someone's arm or leg break during a joint submission. That's why I prefer chokes, so, you know, but bonus points to Matt for getting that. But yeah, I just like how it ended, and absolutely no complaints about how this one went. I don't know if it will be in my top 10, though, because only one of the rounds actually had a lot of stuff to talk about. And even up until then, it felt very one-sided, but Matt's comeback was absolutely amazing. This fight could be an honourable mention, although part of me did want to go to a third round and maybe finish in the third, but for what we got, it was a lot of fun, very short, very exciting, and definitely want to recommend you check out just purely for round 2 itself. Like, Matt's comeback is something to behold. He eats so many shots, he's able to come back and get a huge, huge win. So yeah, watch it mostly for that. And that'll about do it. I don't really have a lot to promote, although in a few hours the main Fed that I'm part of, the CWL, will be hosting their version of WrestleMania. It's Endgame 5 today, and that's going to be pretty fucking cool. And the next thing I'll see you for, starting Tuesday night, will be night 1 of the Golden Path tournament, and then obviously each night after that until Friday will be the last one I do. And then hugely on break after that. Also, at some point, if I can get it done, the Psychonauts 2 Let's Play, which will probably come out, like, it'll be fully edited before next Saturday, but considering I'll be streaming like from Tuesday until Friday, I'm not going to really put the parts up until maybe next weekend, because I think that would just be too much otherwise. So yeah, that's the plan for that. And I was going to say something about backtracking, but then I remembered I don't have any more backtracking stuff to do. The show's over. Yay! But see you tonight. I will link the not the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel to CWL in the description of this video, so go check it out. I'll obviously be promoting the shit out of it on all my socials, and that's about it. Go watch this fight. It was pretty fucking sick. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.